Tom, out of all your years of watching, do you remember, like, does any vice president debate stick out in your head?
You know, I remember when Biden was vice president under Obama, and he kept saying folks. Hey, folks.
Yeah.
You know what this is? Hey, folks.
Yeah.
And one time he says folks. And he says, hey, folks. And he had that stupid laugh. And he was just absolutely, you know, insulting. But do you remember who he was debating?
Paul Ryan. Or was that the other one?
No, not the first time.
Who was it?
Who was it?
Who ran against Obama the first time?
McCain? Oh, was it? I could see Russia from my house. Right?
Right.
Sarah Palin. Yeah.
Palin.
It was Sarah
But it was
Palin.
just like, at that moment, the mission of the media was to make Palin look as bad as possible.
Yeah.
And so they made that one matter because they were setting it up the same way the DNC set up Biden this summer, because Pelosi put Biden out there this summer. Now we know it. It's all out. They wanted that to happen because that was going to be the tipping point, last straw, break his back. But I remember that vice presidential debate, and I said, man, what a horrible S show. You know what I
Tom,
mean?
what do you, and I want to ask all you guys, who do you guys think was the worst vice president in the history? I know I have my top 2 worst presidents. Who is the worst vice president that you've experienced in your lifetime, Tom? But give me top 2. And then, Brandon, I want to know from your experience.
Yeah.
And you
Worst
too.
vice president? Well,
Who was the worst?
you know, so you got to go back. Okay, so you have Agnew under Nixon. He resigns.
Yep.
Then after Nixon, you have Carter. Mondale was his VP, and Mondale was as ineffective
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
as a fishnet in a rainstorm. You know, there was just nothing to it. Then what did we get? Then we got Gore under Clinton.
Yeah.
Gore was a peacemaker, came from the Senate, did a lot of work on Capitol Hill,
Right.
was a policy wonk, was remarkably effective for Clinton in that role. He said, I just need you to do this. You go up and make peace with all those guys.
Is Bill here?
And then
Bill?
hang on a second. Wait a second. The president of Zimbabwe's dog has been hit by a car and died. So you got to hop on the other plane and go deliver one of them wreaths. So poor Al Gore is out there delivering funeral wreaths around the world and, you know, making peace on Capitol Hill. So we had Al Gore. What do we have after that?
Dick Cheney. You can say whatever you want about Dick Cheney, but he was a heavy hitter.
Well, I was going to say,
Because he'll kill you. He'll start wars.
I mean,
that's the thing, though. So you say who's the worst vice president? Depends, like, what your definition of worse is. Like, is worse incompetent, some buffoon, or somebody who's actually dangerous? Because there's
That's a very good-
there's
that's a good-
highly
Maybe
active,
too effective doing bad things.
right?
Yeah.
So that might be the worst one.
But great point, because I mean, I would put Dick Cheney. I mean, dude, that whole Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, Bush Jr. That combo
Evil
was
incarnate.
lethal, evil, and just now in hindsight, you look at it, because bro, during the time I was during 9/11 in Iraq and everything, we were like, let's go kill everybody, and then I started realizing, like, wait a minute. They're full of crap.
I know.
Everything was a lie.
Yeah.
And, well, that's one of the reasons I
that
got
was
out.
a national mood. Let's
But-
go kill everyone.
Yeah.
We're like, yes.
Yeah, America.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
And we're slowly starting to get back to there. We're going to be having that soon. But that was a great point, Brendan. I think dangerous being one, but I think incompetent and just not being there. Tom, who would you put? Because I think, and I'm not saying it because it's happening because, dude, I'm 46 years old. Kamala Harris, to me, is top 2, the worst, not there, lying, just a show, DEI hire, and guess what? All the fruits, if you want to call them the rotten fruits of her labor are exposed right now, and the fact that she is running right now, and now Tim Walz out of by the way, nobody ever heard of him. Nobody knew who he was. Tom, did you actually know who Tim Walz was?
Actually, I thought it was Kane coming back from the dead.
Tim Kaine? Wait, who? Yeah, I got you. But this guy, and then now you start doing research and you start seeing the stuff, and you're like, wait a minute, who is this guy? Why would they pick him? Why of all people?
You know what's
Minnesota.
crazy? They said that they didn't pick Josh Shapiro because he was too strong of a candidate. They were worried that he would outshine Kamala. But like, how insecure of a thing to decide.
But Brandon, what do you actually think? What do you actually think?
Shapiro would have made a major difference in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Major.
Right.
So why go with somebody like Walz? Because you said because of
Like the thing is, what they were saying is that he pulls really well with
white weird guys,
old white men,
weird
what?
white weird guys.
They said non-urban white men,
What does that mean?
Well, not
I
urban
know what
because
it means.
she's a strong black woman. She's Indian and Jamaican. Yeah, she's not African. By the way,
Rural,
He's a weak
like-
white man.
he's just white. And bro, you want to talk about weird? And Tom, you always say this. What do you project when you are what you're saying? Because you don't want them to think of you. What is it? You said it on the podcast. Because them saying, man, this JD Vance is weird. No. Waltz is one of the weirdest people. He's
You're projecting.
Great.
You're
He's
projecting.
Yes.
And it's
You're absolutely projecting. Accuse the other guy of what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Or during an argument, you make a thing back, and someone goes, I think you're subconsciously really projecting at the moment.
And that's what it is. And that's what it
Exactly.
is. And so, all right, guys. So I want to get into everybody's prediction, and I want to find out what the chat is talking about. But JD Vance, Tim Walz. So people are asking, like, have you ever seen him debate? Because there's rumors that, what'd you hear, Brandon, about Tim Walz and his camp?
I mean, I was going to ask you guys about this. So what do you think about the fact that, like, it's very public knowledge all of a sudden that Tim Walz is nervous? And, like,
That's ridiculous,
but, like,
Brandon.
No, but he heard it. No, CNN was
it's
reporting.
true.
No,
It
but,
came
like,
out in the
what's
news.
the story
But
behind
it's-
this? Like,
it's
no,
just
like,
offensive.
Simple. If he
Is it
does bad,
ridiculous?
you can say, we told you he was nervous.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why are they reporting that? Like, why is he going around telling people that he's nervous? Like, is he trying to play what's his name into thinking that not taking him seriously?
Just
I heard a
hearing
couple
that,
things, right?
it makes me mad. Like, what guy goes like, "Oh, I'm so nervous." Come
Yeah,
on.
he's like, "Oh, I
Come
don't
on,
wanna
you
let
wanna
her
be
down."
vice president. You're
It
gonna be
might
dealing
be
with Iran.
It might be
and you're
a
nervous.
ploy. It might be a ploy, Brandon. I think we talked about it
That's
earlier.
what I'm saying.
But think about this, guys. This is another debate we found out from a whistleblower from what was the last debate? ABC. That
Yes.
not only did Kamala have the questions or whatever allegedly that they said, she told them what not to say. They were going to fact check Trump. So now here we go, another leftist CBS network, hardcore left, hardcore liberal. You guys not think that they're going to give this guy a heads up,
But
Tom?
you know-
What are we lying to ourselves? He's going to know what they're asking, okay? But I think JD Vance is strong enough. Bro, the guy, listen to me. I had no idea who he was. I was kind of skeptical. He is pretty nasty. I know Kelly. Can you show? Kelly has a video. Tom, you saw this, right?
By the way, how much coverage has JD Vance been getting for the last 3 weeks?
He's been getting a lot. He's
Oh,
been
really?
out there.
Less
Well,
than he
I'm-
should.
wait,
Less than
really?
he should.
No, I'm saying you haven't been seeing him. Like I saw him 2 weeks,
Not in the last 48 hours.
Oh, no,
Let's
no.
go back 3 weeks. What do you got?
3 weeks. Well,
He was, he was on Tucker.
he was on talking.
Okay.
And then he was on CNN with Dana Bash about the whole Haitian dog, Haitian migrants, and all that stuff. So you're saying he's not been in the public?
No,
that
no,
much.
but he's been, comparatively speaking, go back now 6 weeks and tell me how much coverage were they giving him, calling him weird?
A lot.
Oh, a lot.
Right. Why did it all drop down to just what you described?
Because it all
Isn't that
fell
weird?
flat. They didn't have
Because
even-
it didn't work. And
Right.
every time he goes on there and he attacks Dana Bash, people go, I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
You know what I
extraordinary.
think he wins this debate, though? Like, the more that Tim Walz speaks and the more that he lets him speak, the better that JD Vance is going to do. Like, we know what Vance is going to say. We know he's going to sound smooth, but the more he gets Walz to speak and explain his position, the better I think Vance is going to do.
I think, and Tom, speaking of that clip, Kelly has this clip of this is JD Vance on
love
CNN
this
talking
one.
to Dana Bash about the hate. And by the way, she's obviously a shill for the left.
Yep.
Wasn't her? Who was her ex-husband? Who told me about her ex-husband?
Who, Bash?
Do you know who Dana Bash's ex-husband was? Anybody know? Was he the CIA guy?
Oh, yeah, right.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Dana Bash. Can you fact check me on that?
Jeremy Bash.
What was he? Was he a CIA?
I
Could you find out?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I know. Yeah, Rob's gonna.
Yeah.
Oh,
CIA chief of staff.
Oh, so her husband
Wow.
works for the deep state. Oh, isn't that weird? But okay, this video is her. She goes on her rant because she's not a journalist. She's a shill for the left, and she's a political activist. So she's obviously for the Democrats. This is him stopping her and checking her for her.
Beautiful.
Oh, this is one of the best moments. This is where I actually started to like this guy because I had no idea who he was.
This clip lives rent free.
All right, can I add something?
Yeah,
Can I
add something. Add something.
By FBI guys that are experts in interrogation will tell you that when the blink rate starts escalating during early conversations, because later when you're under interrogation, people who know how to be interrogated, they'll stare, they'll hold their respiration, they do a lot of things.
Okay.
When you're under stress suddenly, like in an interview or a Zoom, your blink rate goes up. I mean, it goes up shockingly. It's a nervous reaction as you're unable to hold your true expression. Let's watch this, but also pay attention to the blink rate of Dana Bash.
Okay, go ahead, Kel.
Dana, would you like to ask me questions and then let me answer them, or would you like to debate me on these topics? I noticed that when you had Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you gave them multiple choice answers to the questions that you asked, and you allowed them to answer the questions. I'm happy to be here to talk about policy, but if you're going to interrupt me every single time that I open my mouth, then why am I even doing this? So please ask a question, and I'd ask you to be polite enough to let me answer it.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Go ahead, Robert.
Tell me about the first 15 seconds of that, and then when he starts getting revved up, what was happening?
Like two blinks per second at least.
The thing is, and I think what we're going to see tonight is a snapshot of the election. Like the difference between Tim Walz and JD Vance is so huge that not even cheating can make Tim win this debate. It's unbelievable. Like, not even if we give him the questions, he can come ahead.
And he won't get off track either. Like, Trump lost some ground last time because he got off track, and Kamal maybe got him off track strategically.
But you see how calm and collected he is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, he's a stud.
Vance could really do a lot for the election tonight, though, because he could undo the damage, I guess, that Trump did by underperforming.
Yeah, well, underperforming, but if you think about it, you want to talk about all the cards stacked up against you. The lighting apparently was focused on Trump. You see Trump looking up at the bow. She knew the answers.
Unreal.
You have two moderators who are supposed to be moderating. They're challenging you and they're fact checking. And they're going, "No, you're lying." It's like, bro, who am I debating right now? Who am I, bro? And I'm just sick and tired of it. And I get it. The Republicans are like, guys, we need to debate. We can't just sit out. We have to do it. We have the ammunition to do it. But then these people are cheating, and it goes back to, guys, just the left plays to win. And I instead of complaining about it, Brandon, when I posted something on X about, remember when the Governor Abbott was putting up barbed wire to stop the illegals. I said votes.
Yeah.
When the illegals were coming
Same
in.
thing.
Same thing.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, when he did that, the government sent bulldozers to pick up the barbed wire fence to let illegals run in because those people are their voting bloc. And I said, until the other side, guys, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, I'm just voting for the policy person, whoever the hell it is. I don't care which side. I don't do none of that crap. I'm independent, whatever. Unless we do that type of tactic, Tom, I'm being genuine, it'll never switch over. Because you know what's going to happen? I have a weird feeling. Kamala, by the way, her numbers are neck and neck with Trump because the mainstream media. But I'm telling you right now, she has a genuine chance to win because there's more illegals in this country, Tom, right now than ever before. And the number, nobody knows the numbers. You hear 14 million, you have 18 million, you have 20 million. These people are going to be voting, and they're going to make a difference. And Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, who's going for Vice President, is one of the main problems. She's one of them. She's the border czar, right?
Well, she is the border czar until she said she wasn't the border czar, until they remind her that the congressional record said she was the border czar. Oh, I forgot. No, look, we do not have a presidential candidate in Kamala Harris. We have a mascot and a marketing campaign around the person who is the charade so that the mechanism that is currently running the country can continue running the country. Because if you think Joe Biden is actually running the country right now, then you're more naive than you deserve to live. So take a lap around your mind with that a second and say, is the organization that wants that to happen, that is organizing the border invasion behind the scenes, all of the folks that are behind that and in the puppeteers and all the strings are showing, Biden is not that. There's a group of people that are calling the shots. And she is a mascot wrapped in a marketing campaign that they hope that they can get over the finish line. Mm-hmm. So people say, don't you worry what her policies are going to be? No, I worry about the policies of the mechanisms that are behind her that are currently making policy and doing things right now. Mm-hmm. Because you know what? Biden's not the president.
No, he hasn't. I don't.
Biden's not the president of himself.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think he has. Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh no, sorry. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the saying that good is so much more powerful than evil that evil has to try much harder than good does to get it across its mission. So look at all the effort that's going into Kamala and propping her up and helping her win last time and this time, and then all the forces working against Trump. You know, like they have to pay people to be at Kamala's rallies. They have to do this marketing campaign, big text behind her. You know, but they're censoring Trump. They're like throwing legal stuff at him, and he's still, you know, I mean, neck and neck with her in the mainstream polls, probably ahead of her in the internal polls. So like that's good against evil. Like with all that against him, he's still prevailing.
I agree. Humberto, what do you think?
No, as a front person for this criminal corporation that we have right now in government, she's perfect. She's she's the right color, she's the right gender, right education, right background.
She'll say and do whatever the hell they want to do.
And you can see this because policy wise, and we're pretty well read here. Like we'll go over the news every single day, at least like in depth twice a week. Like I haven't seen her talk about any policies that will change the policies that we currently have. Nothing. No innovation, nothing new. Like except for the policies she's copying from Trump. That's the only like change she has in her policies. She's trying to emulate.
The one thing she did propose, it even freaked out Mark Cuban. He said he's gonna have to sit down and explain it to her. She's like, "Yeah, let's do unrealized capital gains," and he's like, "Oh, I'll explain it to her what that would do."
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I think I sent it to Kelly. Did you guys see how there's a video of how Tim Walz enters like any debates or any rooms or anything that has to do with the campaign? This is Tim Walz.
Is this the weird kick?
This is Tim Walz entering the room. Like this is Tim Walz.
Oh,
Cal, you play it. That's how Tim Walz is gonna enter tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed it. This is how he normally comes into every anything that has to do with debates or Look at that guy. That's freaking that guy. Any campaign event, that's what he does, bro. God bless that guy.
That's Buttigieg.
Bro, that's so freaking funny.
He loves to be carried. Sorry.
Oh, Kelly, that's good. I mean, we had to have some type of fun.
And the Buttigiegs went down to the bridal suite and
exactly.
retired for the evening.
And guys, just mind you, I'm trying to think. You know for a fact, Tim Walz is going to bring up the fact that the loyalty of JD Vance, because there's a whole montage of JD Vance. Tom, I know you've seen it. Bashing Trump, calling him Hitler. Dude, it's bad. I think he's definitely gonna harp on that because he doesn't have that much more. What else is he gonna talk to JD Vance? Anything?
January 6th.
Yeah, January 6th. Yeah, whatever. But look at the ammo that Vance has. He could go after Walz's administration for being criticized about that $250 million COVID relief fund that was awarded to a fraudulent nonprofit. The George Floyd, he attacked Walz for his failure to control the initial unrest in Minneapolis. With all the buildings being looted and everything, they were totally behind that defund the police crap. And then the debate concerns that you were talking about, he is just gonna. I think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be not good.
Oh, you didn't even get into stolen
I wonder
ballot.
what the moderators are going to do. You've got the moderators there too. What are the moderators going to do? So who's going to win this debate? Vance, Walz, the moderators. Right? The moderators have to stay out of the way, or they have to get in the way. Number one. Number two, and I'm interested in what everybody else thinks. That's my number one. Yeah. Is how are the moderators going to do this, or is America going to sit back and go, well, there they go again. Well, there they go. That's not fair. So, part one, moderators. Part two, is Walz just going to have a few memorized hit pieces? Sure, he is. Yeah, you said this, and you said this, and you said this, and you weren't loyal then, and now we're supposed to think you're loyal now. So Walz is going to have a couple well-rehearsed lines. He's going to have that. However, when it gets dynamic, and Walz will get an answer, and you will get a response from Vance, but now Walz will get the 1 minute to reply. I think those are the moments that Walz isn't going to have anything, and those are the moments where JD Vance is going to shine. That's what I see. It's that second answer. Vance goes first. Walz retorts. Vance gets the minute. Vance is going to kill those minutes. Yeah. I think that's what we're going to see. But is this going to be enough, or are the topics from the moderators going to be some that are so slanted? Or is there any going to be honest questions about the economy? Yep. Any honest questions about, are you going to help with the longshoremen strike going on right now? Are you going to get behind Taft-Hartley and open these ports? Or is America going to have a shortage on your watch going into the election? Yeah. Are they going to go into the voting booth hungry because the longshoremen strike and now we've got shortages? I mean, that's a powerful angle.
Yeah, and I want to know you guys is really quick because we have a couple minutes left. Umberto did a poll in the chat. Who's going to win tonight? Tim Walz, What was it, Omerto?
Tim Walz,
2%.
2%.
I'm a Fed, 10%.
10%.
87% for JD Vance. Go ahead, Brandon. Do yours really quick, and I want Umberto.
Yeah, no, I think all these things, they just come down to that one moment. That's the moment that's, thrown around in the media the next day, because people don't remember the entire debate. They remember like the iconic moment of it, like the biggest takeaway, the big screw up, or the big home run moment. So, it's about either is Waltz going to make himself look really stupid, is Vance going to have some moment where he crushes it. So it really comes down to that. Like, it's not an encapsulation of the entire debate. It's that one standout moment that people take away from it.
Umberto, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think we're expecting anything weird here. Like aside
Really?
from
Weird? The weird guy, the white guy, the Waltz?
because we know how the moderators are going to act. Like they're going to fact check Vance every other word.
I hope not.
Yeah, they will. That's.
I would walk out. To be honest with you, I would walk out. I would stand up and
the
leave.
last 3 debates.
He's smooth though.
Yeah, he's super smooth, and I hope I don't know. I hope he's prepared, because I think they're going to bring up more current things that maybe he doesn't have like the message towards the Republican Party. And there's some subjects that still split.
Yeah.
They will split the base.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure if he's going to get into like hotter,
I got you. I just hope if they do that, Tom, if they do try to become like activists and not moderate and then put their 2 cents in, that he checks them live. I want that live. No, like, look what you're doing. You're doing this.
He will.
I know. And I want that, guys. I want that because that'll show up. Because, guys, he's the vice president. I'm pretty sure he's trying to hope, one day, if you're the vice president, you want to be the actual president one day. I don't care what anybody, don't believe the hype. When people go, no, I want to be there to support. Every vice president wants to be the next guy. So this is a show. This is going to be a show. You know who's going to be watching? Trump, MAGA. Everybody's going to be watching this because, guys, the future of the Republican Party, just really quick, who do we have? JD Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy.
Trump Jr. or Eric Trump.
Eric Trump. Who else? Tulsi, maybe. But I mean, guys, it's not that much. It's not that many. So
No.
this is his time to shine. I think Vance is going to win handedly.
What you say is so important for him to check the moderators, because Trump didn't do it. So we need to set precedent for the future, maybe for the next presidential debate,
I like
the
that.
next VP debate. If he does a good check on the moderators, that's all he has to do tonight.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.